So I've never had Botox before. How do I find a provider? So there's a few things that you can look at in a provider. Number one, you can get a referral from your friend. You know, I'm sure you have girlfriends or, you know, a husband or somebody who's getting Botox and you don't even know it. So you can ask around. So a referral is always a great place to start when you're getting, that's actually for anything, right? Like if we know somebody does a really great job, whether it's our hair, our nails, anything, like we love a referral. So a referral would be a great place to start. But what if you don't have anyone to ask? So some of the things that I would look for in a provider is, you know, you can always read reviews. You can go online, you can look at their website, you can read about them. So another thing to look for in an aesthetic provider is, you know, are they an RN? Are they an NP? Are they a doctor? So kind of just vetting them on that. An RN should be the least, the form of an injector. So a lot of people don't know that there's estheticians that inject. There's people that actually have no training that inject. So it's just important to kind of ask questions. Where did they go to school? Where did they get their training? How much training do they have? How long have they been injecting? So those are all questions that you can ask either the person that you're calling to make the appointment with or your provider. It's always just good to kind of, anytime we're making relationships. So realistically, if once you find an aesthetic provider that you love, you'll typically stay with that person. So it's really important that your personalities mesh. Like, do they get you? Do they listen to you? Do they understand? Is this somebody who I would feel comfortable sharing my story with? Because realistically, at the end of the day, aesthetic providers are resources and we listen and we treat. And so we're listening to what you're saying. So can I read what you're saying? Are my expectations the same as your expectations? So that's another thing, is that you feel heard, because you might come in with a specific problem and your provider might go on a tangent and go on something completely different. That's probably not a provider that I'm gonna stick with. And so just remember that when you go in for your consult, you don't have to do the treatment that day. Typically it is an easy enough treatment that a lot of times people will come in for the consult and we'll do the treatment same day, but it's not necessary. So if you don't feel comfortable and something in your gut is saying run, then, you know, maybe it's time to look for a different provider. One thing to consider is that it's okay to be nervous. We're nervous when we start anything or try anything new. So being nervous is completely 100% normal. But being uncomfortable is not. So just make sure that the space that you're in is where you're comfortable. You feel at ease and at rest. Like you're nervous, your palms are sweating because you're doing something for the first time, but you're comfortable in your environment. I think that is super, super important when you're looking for a provider.